Ah. All right, extend your legs. Ah. Let your legs drop. Yeah. Oh, she just wants to be carried the last few days, but I finally figured out she's a little bit sick. Yeah, so I figured, oh, that's why. Yeah. Okay. So remember, right? If you look at my feet, are my ankles, my feet, are they relaxed or am I holding them up? What do you think? You think holding it up? Yeah. Am I holding up my feet or are they relaxed? You know, letting it go? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, holding it up, yeah. But now the mount is stretched now they're let me see. Now they're relaxed. Now they're letting go. So it's just kind of the angle I'm doing it. But you can tell, yeah, if they're tight, they're gonna be you can see that right angle come out of here. So depending where I put my feet, if I put it about here, yeah, then they can fall. But if I hold it all the way out, like that, right, they cannot fall. So here. And then my knees can start stretching down. So press your knees down a little and then relax. Yeah. And it depends on the chair too. Yeah. Don't fall off the chair now. It's not that important. Don't have to sit that close. Like he's going to fall off the chair. Yeah, don't. Yeah, if you have to hold yourself like that, no, that's too far. Then you're not relaxed up here, right? Yeah. So just let the legs fall. I think I told you last. Is this on? Doesn't sound so loud. I wasn't going. Oh, there we go. I wasn't going to put it on, but the fans, yeah, in here. So, I think I mentioned I went to the senior fair, and this one lady, I just doing free massage. I'm just trying to attract people to the booth. But this one lady said, "Oh, this," and she said, "Trigger finger," and it made me realize, oh, I had trigger finger, and when it first happened, maybe several years ago. I wake up in the middle of the night screaming because I wake up and it's locked, yeah? And I try to, in the middle, so I try to do this while I'm sleeping and I just, pain. But I realized, I think was this finger, yeah, that it hasn't bothered me for a long time. So the only thing I can think of is because as I've started to emphasize really expanding and lengthening and stretching, yeah, and just really emphasize, it's slow, right? It's not overnight, but finally the muscle tissue, the ligaments, tendons, and they run all the way up, have finally kind of let go. Yeah. So that first stage of really stretching and expanding, you have to think of expansion. Not right? In the beginning, it's going to be that hard stretch, but just surging and surging and surging. And relax the shoulder, relax the elbow, yeah, and just practice feeling all the muscle pulling out. And same thing with the leg, right? When we're pressing down, pressing and surging, expanding, and that's myofascial. They call that myofascial massage. Massage is well, there's a difference between the muscle tissue and the fascia. But if you take the muscle and you were to get rid of all the muscle, it would kind of look like a loofah sponge. And that loofah is the fascia. I used to think the fascia was only on the outside of the muscle, but actually goes all inside through. So the accepted, I don't know if it's still theory, but the accepted way of thinking now is it's not the muscle tissue that gets tight technically, it's the fascia that's getting tight and smashing the muscle. So they call it myofascial. And the whole idea is you're going to stretch the fascia and you apply energy through it, which is what this is, right? You're trying to stretch the muscle, which stretches the fascia. And through the Qigong, we're applying running energy. And eventually the fascia will let go. Right? So like if I grab and squeeze your muscle, right? It's not you that's tight, right? It's me, right? I'm the fascia that's tight. So if I relax, then the muscle relaxes. So if you get in the massage, you don't care, right? Just make it feel good. But if I'm the therapist, it changes a little bit how I apply the technique. So when you apply this stretch through your whole body, the spine, everything, right? If you're trying to be suspended, and not just suspended, but being pulled, right? So there's a little difference from I just take one hair and I hang from the ceiling and then let gravity, right? But I also start pulling, and then I start pulling from the bottom, right? And I start pulling from here. So the whole body is being stretched, right? And if you imagine something else is stretching you, you actually relax. But you still have that stretch and expansion, but you can start relaxing while you're stretching and expanding. So, but that's just an example. That trigger finger is gone because I just haven't had it for so long. I didn't even realize it disappeared. And this is the only practice I do. So it's got to be this. All right, bring the hands up. Right, so extend the legs. Nice deep breath. And down. And I was talking with somebody and they said, you know, everything keeps coming back to you have to relax. And everything keeps coming back to you have to put out from the heart. So relax is number one and heart energy is number one. And he just looked at me and said, this was a nice confirmation. So relax we call sung. And it's as simple as saying relax, but it's a lot of different things. Letting go, no resistance. So the concept of sung has all of that inside. So imagine your spine expanding and you're reaching way up into space. So you can imagine reaching way up to the sun. And as you come down, you're directing that sunlight in through the top of your head, right? Charging up that and feeding that little sun in your chest. So you just take your time with the movement, stretching, expanding, and directing down. And then pulling up from the earth through the spine, through all the joints. And if you feel that expansion, it gets a little bit more intense as opposed to just relaxing like a rag doll, right? If you expand the muscle tissue and you feel the fingertips being pulled, and it's pulling and stretching all the way through the shoulder. And if the head is gently being pulled and suspended from above, and if the feet are being pulled into the earth, it adds just a little intensity. And come up from the side. And make sure you look way out at the horizon over the palm. Imagine you staring far away. Breathing in. And don't lock any joints. Let the body move. Let all the joints move. You can move back and forth, or circle, or vibrate. Nice deep breath. Expand the lower belly. Scooping down. Fill up the whole body. Squeeze. Focus in the bones. Keep wringing the bones out. And all the muscle tissue, the ligaments and tendons, squeezing and wringing them out. And gently bring everything back. A little softer, a little bit more relaxed. And slowly bring the feet back in. Yeah, so sometimes you do the movements, right? You just do it gentle, and then you start to expand, you start to stretch and have that little bit intensity, and then you imagine something pulling. And sometimes you do it a little soft, but then sometimes you can just really just expand, expand, expand. So you have that, you can feel it just stretching and expanding. So it has that intensity where even if something were pressing against you, right? You just, like if 10 pounds are pressing, then you could feel 10 pounds of pressure. And if 20 pounds are pressing, oh, you're just matching that 20 pounds. But it's being pulled and expanded. It's not stiff, it's not hard like that. But it just has that intensity that comes out. And then even coming here, you let the palms curl a little bit. Yeah, from here. So it just has this stretch. You can do it. So you can do it anywhere. Just really light, right? Doesn't have that. Just really soft, all the way to just reaching and expanding. And it's just the fingertips, but you can feel the whole palm coming out and it rounds. This has to be relaxed with you pushing from the shoulder. So you practice from really soft to anywhere in between to really expand it. And you'll feel the difference. And there'll be times where, oh, you just want to do that one, whatever it is. There's no one right way to do it. It depends what you want to develop, and it depends what you want to enjoy at the time. Yeah? And then sometimes you try and do like the really intense ones. Like if you do it a lot, and then you don't do it, and then you try and do it again, sometimes you cannot. Because all your joints have softened up. So you can make it intense, but it doesn't feel the same because it's like, oh, it's uncomfortable because you've relaxed. You've learned to relax. Yeah. So it changes, and that tells you developing and changing. All right, so hands down. Just gently close your eyes. Yeah, adjust your feet so they're just touching the floor. Relax all the joints. Relax all the muscles. Connect with that sun in the sky. Just gently feeding that energy down through the top of your head. It's feeding that sun inside of your chest. That sun in your chest is just glowing, warm and cool, putting out energy to your whole body. You keep on relaxing all the joints, relax all the muscle tissue, relax all the facial muscles, relax the neck, the shoulders, relax the chest, and allow that breath to expand your lower belly. Remind yourself that feeling of smiling, You feel the heart and that sun in your chest expanding and putting out energy. And gently press your feet into the earth. Expand the muscle tissue. And then feel something under your feet start pulling. Create that vacuum, pulling your feet into the earth. And drop your shoulders. The fingers start to expanding until you can feel those cables pulling the fingers. You just relax and let those cables pull the fingers. Feel the head suspended and then gently pulling from the top. Make sure you're smiling, make sure the breath sinks down, relax breathing. And slowly open your eyes. And as you breathe in, start the first movement, picking up the hands, being pulled away from you. Breathing in and out, and tilt the sternum up just before your knees and down. Just letting the head fall, opening up the neck. Feel the feet being pulled into the earth the whole time. Fingertips being pulled away from you. Breathing in, looking straight ahead. Shoulder blades pushing out and down. Not too far. You don't have to push very far. Feel where everything gets full. And here it's relaxed. The sternum up, and right where it gets full, just a little bit more and down. It's a really short movement. You feel the shoulder blades stretching, expanding downwards. Breathing in, washing the face, tilting the sternum up, looking way out and down. You drop the head, feel how it starts to pull on the spine, all the way down to the tailbone. It opens up every vertebrae, all the way down to the tailbone. Number 2, one hand up, one hand down, still extending, and then fold, drop the lower hand. Breathe in. Be conscious of which way the fingers are being pulled. And exhale. Even as the hands drop, the fingertips are still being pulled outwards. You follow the palm or the finger or the horizon. And let the lower hand just keep falling. And don't stop the movement of the lower hand. See if you can feel the warmth of the palm washing through the forearms. And one more time each side. Eyes looking way out at the horizon, beyond the palm, beyond the fingertips. Scanning the horizon. Come back to center when you're done. Height of the throat. Right, open the throat. No restrictions in the throat. And down and out just before the knees. Everything fills up and connects. Your legs are still stretching, expanding into the earth. Fingertips still being pulled outwards as you focus on the shoulder blades. Up and turn the palms. Feel like something else is turning the palm. Those cables are pulling the fingertips, but they're turning them for you. Feel like something's pulling the shoulder blades for you. Breathe. All the way down and then forward. The palms turn out. Just imagine just sitting there and something else is moving, doing the movements for you. You just have to relax. And something else is grabbing the shoulder blades and pulling them down and rotating the palms, pulling them forward and squeezing them together all the way down. Relax a little bit, the fingertips still being pulled out and do one side. Let the body turn, let the head turn with the movement. You just have to relax, something else grabbing the shoulder blade. Imagine like a big palm grabbing that shoulder blade and just doing all the movement for you. And just dragging you around. And come forward. Okay, finish the movement and then do the other side. So you let the shoulder blade go, but the fingertips are still being pulled and stretched. So just imagine I'm grabbing the whole shoulder blade with my palm and I'm just manipulating it for you. Yeah, finish. And then come forward 3 times. Let the waist turn, let the head turn, the neck. Do one more time. All the way down, relax, and then 2 sides back, back to front. Turn, and then front to back. All the way down. Relax. And then loose circles. The same thing, like something, those cables attached to the fingertips are just swinging the arms for you. It's like you're doing jump rope, right? 2-man jump rope, but the other person swinging the rope, and you're just following, you're just letting them swing the rope. And they're just whipping the hands around. Okay, and then slow it down. And then coordinate, think about the movement. And then follow the thought, feel how your body wants to follow what you're thinking. But something else outside of you is controlling all the movement, and just relax. And slowly let the body turn with the movement. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows, relax the wrist. Do one more. And keep that expansion in all the muscle joints. So doing the whole movement and keep those muscles stretched. One hand, one up. Especially this one, the cables pulling the fingertips. Relax the spine, relax the hip. And so even though we're stretching the spine, it starts to pull everything else in the body. Take a deep breath. And feel the fingertips being pulled and stretched. So much so that the palms kind of round themselves. They're not just flat. You guys used to watch Kung Fu, the TV show, David Carradine, right? They show that palm, yeah, was a straight, flat palm. Oh, that's beginner level. Now I realize it. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Take your time. Right? Something still pulling on the fingertips as you exchange. Let the waist turn. And feel the spine. Remember, we're pulling the spine. Like those muscles are pulling the spine one way, and then they release. And then those muscles grab and pull the spine the other way. And if you imagine the muscles are pulling the spine, then you just move by yourself. And just go at your own timing. Finish the breath. You can hold longer or shorter. One more time, and then we'll do our spirals. Like something pulling the spine. Turn the palm, and then release the spine. And then you grab the spine and pull the spine while the fingertips are being pulled. And then every spine releases. And then pull the spine to coil. And then release the spine. Then tuck the elbow in. And breathe in. And exhale. And pull the spine. Breathe in. Release the spine and exhale. Just let it go. And then pull the spine and let it go. Oh, I can see some of your fingers vibrating now, shaking. And come back to center. Finish the move, right? Wherever you are, just finish the move. Breathe in and out. Turn the palm up and down. And relax and then grab the spine. And release. And breathe in. Let the head turn. And release. Keep the feet flat on the floor. Right, so you force the joints to move. Force the ankle to release so the foot can be flat on the floor. The knee will move, the hip will move. One more time, and then we'll come back to center to the heart. Come back to the heart, right? Tilt the sternum up, smile. And out and down. Bring the feet back in. Keep the fingers extended. Press both feet. Feel that physical press and then relax the hips and expand the muscles. And then imagine something pulling the feet into the earth. Right? And imagine something pulling the palms up. Right? Something's pulling the back of your hand up. Breathing in. And it gently releases. And the fingertips are still expanded. And the fingertips being pulled all the way down. Release all the joints while the back of the palm being pulled up. Let the elbow bend. Ah, nice, nice. And then it releases and your hands falling. Both feet are pressing into the earth, being pulled into the earth while we do the first three. Release all the joints so that vibration comes out. And let the elbows bend. Press one leg into the earth and sink into that hip joint so the other side releases. And pick up one, step out, and gently press it into the earth. Expand and imagine it's being pulled into the earth so the other side releases. And don't worry about the hand coordination. Just really focus on the legs. Press, expand, and then hip joint. And pick up the knee as high as you comfortably can. Really sink into that hip joint. Sometimes if you can take some time, you can, when you stand and walk, you try and walk like this. And see what that feels like. If you're standing and walking. You can just do it in place, so you can just take slow steps forward. Really study how your body works and moves. You study how high can you pick up the leg comfortably. How big a step can you take comfortably? And you just take your time to find all that balance. Last one. Come back to center. Hold the ball. Drop your arms, height of your belly button. Do one open and close. Think really deep into your body. Hands on the side, fingers still being pulled straight out. Opposite hand and knee. I started the Opposite side. Push your heel, press the knee down. Stretch the back of the leg and then up. Other side. See if the standing leg, you can feel the heels and the toes. Press the knee down and then up and then back. You press that foot into the earth. So heel, knee, and then pump the foot. Stretch the toe. And something's grabbing the toe and pulling it in. Press that foot down. Sink into the hip. Heel, knee, pump the toe. And imagine you hooked up to bands and they're just pulling you. Right? And then turn the waist. You open the throat and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Last one. So heel, knee, pump, and turn. And down. And hold the ball. Press one foot into the earth so the other one releases. Angle, heel and toe. And just really sink into that hip joint so that other leg just releases. Palms are stretching, smiling inside here. Feeling of smiling, and thinking of smiling. Okay, other side. Other side, small toe, big toe. So lift and then touch, and then lift and touch. Other side. Make sure you finish the movement. Finish your movement. Go at your speed, your pace. Come back to center. Oh, I forgot this one. Drop one knee and turn and reach. Right, something pulling your fingers straight to the front of the room, and you let your waist turn. And even as you come back, it's still pulling on the fingertips. And other side. Pulling on the fingertips, stretching the fingers. Right, this is the kind of move where you could add that intensity to the expansion of your fingers. It surges, and it releases a little bit. And you push from your shoulder blades. Put your mind in your shoulder blades pushing out. And the fingertips expanding. So the palms can be a little bit rounded. And come back to center. One open and close. And then out. And slowly let everything go. Slowly let everything go. Okay, open and close the hands. I'm so backwards when they teach the class. This is the first thing you do. And then they walk around and they bump fist everybody. Right? Yeah. Oh, look at your palms. Got a lot of blood in them now? Yeah. You wouldn't think so. Yes, stretching like that would have a lot of blood in them going straight, but that the intent, right, to pull and stretch. So intent, the chi follows the intent, and then the blood follows the chi. Right? That's the Qigong. That's the basic mechanism that you train in Qigong. Yeah. But yeah, that stretch, I was stretching so hard I could feel my, the joints where I'm getting that arthritis, like, oh, it was actually a little painful because I'm forcing, right? I'm just forcing it beyond what it wants to do, right? It wants to contract, it wants to lock in there. Like, oh, why is there a little pain in there? Just have to push through that. Right? So, yeah, sometimes just expand, 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 and then from the shoulder blade, imagine the shoulder blade pushing, and then feel all the muscles expanding, and then something else pulling. So when it pulls, I can relax all the joints because something else is doing all the work. As soon as you think something else pulling, you can feel yourself let go. Because your mind is no longer attached to the muscle expanding, right? The mind is attached to something over here expanding. Okay? So wherever your mind is, right? Your mind is attached to that, and that's actually a little point of resistance. Right? That's like a tether you're actually holding on. So if I think of my muscle expanding, my mind is actually grabbing my muscle and pulling it, right? So my muscle is not 100% relaxed. But if something else is pulling, then I just lay there. Like when my granddaughter lies on the ground at the end of the night, I say, hey, gotta go home. And then she lies down with her feet towards the door, right? Gung, pull me. She's just dead weight, and I have to grab her leg and I have to carefully pull her because she's so relaxed, right? If I pull her hard, her joints are just going to pop. So I have to pull her gently so everything connects and then pulls together. Yeah. And when the other granddaughter says uppy, and she only wants that hug. So 1 second after I pick her up, she goes down, and the whole body goes limp, right? Yeah, I have to do all the work because if I don't, she's just going to go fall in the heat. So something else doing the work. So starts off physical, it starts off external, hard, and then internal, you start stretching, and then external, start pulling. Yeah? So you try that. So when you stretch from here, you notice my elbows are not up like this. Everything is down. So in the beginning, force the elbow to bend a little bit. Yeah. So you don't do this. It can rise in this direction, but it's still down. Right? You don't want that. Okay? So really put your mind in your shoulder blades. Okay? You put your hands up, relax, and imagine your shoulder blades pushing your arms out. Shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades, right? And then the muscles start expanding all the way, right? And then you let your palms expand round. And then something else, right? Make sure you bend your elbow, and then something else starts pulling on the fingertips. And you should feel all the joints relax a little. Let go. As soon as you think of something else pulling on the fingertips. Yeah. And you can still have that intensive stretch, but something else is pulling. It's like it's like you tightening up a line, yeah? Like a hoist or something. You're just stretching, but something else is pulling on you. Yeah. And then sometimes you can curl like this. Yeah, you can create this kind of palm. Right, that spiral. That spiral is all over the place. Yeah. And then remember to look for this. When you, from here to here, no matter how hard, how much muscle you try to put in this movement, you try to flex this chest muscle, right? From here to here, nothing happens. It's just wasted energy. But just as you start approaching the knee, right about here, you can feel the whole body start to connect. Right where you feel the whole body connect, right? You just lift your sternum. Your hands will come out a little bit more. That's all you need. That's all you need. So that first movement when we come up to here, right? If you watch, I don't come all the way out anymore. I come up, down, right? And then shoulder blades expand. And right about here, right, I'm lifting my sternum and I can feel everything connect. Everything gets full, and then I can flex this muscle right in here a little bit. And I can feel everything connect. Enough. Yeah. Because you have so much leverage right here, right? And you expand out to here, you can, but from here, you don't want to use strength. This is all follow through. The strength is right here. And then this is follow through. You let it go. So you only need to flex once. You don't need to flex and hold it and hold it and hold it. Right? You just flex. And as soon as it expands, right, you flex. And as soon as it expands this much, you have to let this go. You just kind of keep it there, but you don't keep flexing and flexing. Just let it go. And just imagine this bubble expanding, expanding. Yeah. So it's subtle. It's subtle, but you just kind of keep searching for that where right here I can feel everything connect from the head, the palm. I can feel my feet filling up, the bottom, my feet filling up. Right about there, everything connects. And right where you feel it connect, let it go. It's real subtle. That's all you need. That's all you need. So you have to push something, right? It's right, relax, right? Set it, that's the physical, and then that internal expansion, right? And right there, it expands, and then something else pulling you. And that's all you need. And if something's pressing you, right, 10 pounds, and they change it to 20 pounds, then you feel 20 pounds coming out. You just think, oh, bigger expansion, but 20 pounds pulling you. So right, so if I'm coming out here and I need to move him, right, if I flex here, there's nothing. So I have to drop my elbow, my shoulder. Right here it gets full. Right? And right here, then I flex a little bit and I lift my sternum, right, he moves. And then I start to imagine something pulling me. You know, like that got? You felt how light that got, right?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be pushing me.
Oh.
Yeah. But as soon as I imagine something pulling me, right, that energy is flowing. So because he wasn't being aggressive, right, he just kind of, without thinking, he let go, right? So lift my sternum, expand a little bit, right? Internal, I'm expanding, and then something pulling me. And just relax everything. And something pulling out. That means that energy is coming through him, right? Right? So I'm not thinking sending my energy through him, something pulling. That means it's pulling him back too, right? Right? And then if I start focusing on his center, yeah, so I don't have to do this. Right? If we're stuck here, and I do this, but I really have to anchor you. But if I come from here and then I follow through, then it's effortless. Yeah? So that energy is only here, right? And lift shoulder blade, then expand, and then let it go. Yeah. So because I don't want to use energy from here to here, right? Then it would be the body moving. So I hold, this is where I'm holding that flex, right? And then if he lets go, then I can stop and just let this go. There's already transfer of energy. Transfers from there to there. Yeah. So when you push, if you're pushing something and your arms are overextended to here, right? So we're not even looking at this is full and this is overextended. We're looking at this is overextended. So if you're fighting over here, oh, too much energy, right? This should be releasing. right? It should be moving already. Energy should be moving. But if you're over here and you're fighting, right, you're pushing back, you cannot. Right? You got to come in, close that up right to where you feel it, and that's where your whole body flexes, or that's where this flexes and everything connects. But past here, you don't want to be fighting. Right? Here, you want to be flowing now. When you go home and press the wall, right, because the wall's not going to give yet. So you have to find that you have to step back and like where is it? Like if I'm too close, well, just I need to open up. If I'm too far, like I need to come back. Where does it feel like I'm just solid and strong and everything I can just explode right from there, yeah. And then slowly you find that. And look, it's a right angle. Right? If I'm like this, it's really a right angle. Yeah, but people don't see it because you're this way, right? From here. But if I go like this, it's a right angle. It just sits in there. Yeah, so don't waste that energy. So if we're training and I slap Ross, right? Over here, I just have to relax. This is off shoulder. And then when it's right about here, I can feel it open. Then I flex here, and then I have to let it go. Yeah. If I try to from here, it might look impressive, but inside of him, it's nothing. Yeah. But if I let it go, wow, that energy is going to fly through his body. And then if I remember, let it go, and something pulling me, right, then it's going to accelerate, really accelerate through there. So you got to push something, right? You find right where, right there, it's full, and then, whoom, and just let it go. If it doesn't move, you have to refine that posture. And that's just mechanics, right? I'm talking about. It's just physical mechanics. Yeah, from there. So, number one is relax, so, which means no resistance. You have to let it go. Right? Everything has to let go. And number one is heart. So if you're feeding that energy from the sun and you charge up your heart, right, you get a little trickle and then just boom. So muscle, and you flare the heart at the same time. Right? And you imagine it running through here, and then you imagine something pulling it, right? It's like solar flare then. Yeah. So you physical fight, or you want to heal somebody, or you want to just keep it for yourself, that's up to you. That's what we talked about last time, right? It's intent, right? All the same. So trying to imagine that there's so many parts, right? So you could think of the sun, you could think of just finding that physical, right? But again, you adjust your feet to flat and expand, and your feet being pulled, and then you try this movement. Right? Just that movement, right? Relaxing, right? Then shoulder blades and tilting the sternum up, and see if you can find right where it's full, and right where it's full, you flex this muscle, and then let it go. Right? Just let it flow and expand. And so fingertips pulling the hands out, right? Surging, washing the face, relaxing. Right? And tilt the sternum up, push the shoulder blades. Feel right where it gets full, and expand a little bit and let it go. Yeah. You see, you don't have to go very far. Yeah, one more time. And so this is the form right there and down. Yeah, that's all you need. You listen to that full feeling. When it gets full, you're going to feel the bottom of the feet react. It's like something just poured into the whole body. So slowly as you do this now, imagine that sun feeding energy through the top of your head. Right, it's pouring that energy down into your heart. And then you come up, and right there, expand that heart energy and release the palms. Right there. Okay? So when you hit this part here, right, where it gets full, you imagine, boom, that heart energy just coming out like a solar flare. And you just let it go. So This time you just let the fingertips go, yeah, and let it fall. Right? That's how solar flare, right? It just goes boom, and then it just dies off. Yeah? So try that. As you're coming up, you're connecting that sun in the sky. It's pouring that energy down through your head into your heart, your sun, and then boom. And you let it go one more time. That sun energy. You're breathing in, pouring that energy down into your chest, into your heart, into your sun. Right? And it's starting to brighten, and then whoop. And down. One last time. Yeah. So you gotta let your imagination go. You gotta become baby again, right? You gotta play with your imagination. Imagination is number one. Intent, E, is number one. Right? Then the internal overflow. Yeah. So you try that. Yeah, if you were to do this as an exercise on your own, you do this as the meditation, right? Internal. And then next time you greet somebody, right? You go Asia, right? Don't have the hug and don't have the forehead, right? This is third eye. So you kind of think, why would this culture greet with the forehead, right? This is third eye. Right? This is intuition. Yeah, from there. Right? This is heart, right? Right? And the hug, right? In the heart. So when you hug, right? If you expressing from the heart, right? You're opening your heart, or you're trying to heal, right? And if you're hugging and you know somebody needs the hug, then if you imagine your heart a little flare, right? But that nice warm healing flare, and just soaking in, imagine you charging up that person's heart, right? Right? Or when you touch the hair, do you imagine that little flare coming out? And you see if that person goes, oh, hi, nice to see you, but what the heck was that? And you know, like, what? Right? But you can practice that. That's healing. So you don't just turn it into a cultural greeting, right? And say, oh, we do this because that's what we do, right? You put meaning into it. That's what we do. That's what I do. That's why I do this, right? All of a sudden, it's not just, it's not just, hey, this is how you greet people, right? It becomes, oh, this is why you greet like that, right? Yeah. So the handshake, oh, how you doing, right? Sensing the heart, feeding from your heart through your palm, right? Always charging yourself up from that. Okay? Different methods, but using the sun works. Using the sun really works. Yeah. So it's a nice way of doing it from there. Yeah? So you look at all those greetings: third eye, heart, solar plex. Solar plex is like this. That's your charisma. So you think solar plex, tilt the sternum up and far away. You're thinking far away, right? Nothing can come at you. You have this huge wedge out there. Yeah. From there. Yeah, so that's super. Throat. It's your speaking voice. Open it. No restriction. Arts, crafts, speaking, music, right? That's your expression. You open your throat. Inside voice, outside voice. Okay? Inside voice is that quiet, right? Your meditation. Outside voice that's where you share your oration, vocal, your artwork, right? You share with others. Right? From there. Okay. All right. Relax. Shake everything up. Oh, any of you go Baskin and Robbins? I have to remember this. So I went Baskin Robbins yesterday, and they said, you want to donate $1? They have some kind of fund, right? So I said, oh, yeah, okay, you'll donate $1. And they give you a coupon right now. So $5 off, but you got to spend $35. But I know some of you do. So if you're going to spend $35, right? Or that's the excuse. I had to use the coupon, right? I had to save money.
I had to save money.
I used to tell my girlfriend, wait, you spending money to save money? She just looked at me like, what are you talking about? Don't buy it. Come, we gotta go rush to spend money. To save money. Oh, how much did you buy? Oh, I saved $100. How much did you buy? Oh, I saved $100. Can I borrow your closet? Mine doesn't have room. Okay, extend the legs, slowly walk them back, right? Relax first, and then press, right? So physical first, press, find your form, and then expand the muscles, let go of all the joint, then expand, and then something externally expanding you. Right? Above, relax the spine, externally pulling, externally pulling. Take a deep breath. Gather that sun, connected with your sun in your chest. Inner smile. Take one breath. Look straight ahead. Commencement, pick up the ball of Qi. Starting to wake up the Qi and introduce it to your heart. Just take a few breaths. Just think, what are we doing? We're pulling up that earth energy. We're connecting it with your heart energy. You remind yourself to connect your heart with the sun up in the sky. We're slowly waking up that energy and connecting with it. Number 2, rolling it. Just starting to move it around. No big spiral. Just a simple circle, but introduce it into your body. All the organs, all the meridians, starting to wake up the whole body. Expansion. And then relax. And tilt the sternum up, one open and close. This is like a reset. Turn to your right. Press. And start to expand that energy out. Raise the palms, height of the face. And keep on turning, starting to add more movement. And just starting to mix up that energy. See what's there. What can we do with it? And waking up the joints. And starting to expand your vision outside of yourself. Come back to center. Turn a little bit to the left as you expand. And do the left side. Turn and press and open, looking at the right hand. And then flow right into Wan Sau. And feel the palms and the fingertips being pulled outwards. Something else is moving the hands for you. Start looking way out at the horizon. Feel the spine being pulled to the left. Come back to center. Turn a little bit to the right as you spiral back. Brushing the knee, right side first. Just slide the right hand up as you turn. Feel the spine being pulled and then released. And spring back to center. Expand that heart energy out. Keep on turning. Palms turn center. Pull the spine to the right. Left hand gets pulled up. Fingertips height of the shoulder. And release the spine and spring back, and then pull the spine to the left. And parry right and parry left. You feel the fingertips being pulled and dragging you. The hand covers. We're pulling until you're outside of the knee. Breathe in and start to grab. Exhale, release and pull the spine to the left. Squeeze the fist and then release as you come back to center. Right? The palms being pulled backwards. Gather. Compress. Lift the sternum. The palms being pulled forward. And then pulled and then released and reset. And then brush knee on the left side. The spine being pulled. And as the spine releases, you spring back to center, find the heart, and then expand that heart energy. Release the bottom hand. Keep on turning. The hands come center. Release and then pull the spine to the left. Let the right hand be pulled straight ahead, and as the spine releases, spring back to the right. And then release, and then coil left, and then parry right. The right hand's going to flip over and cover. Right? You release the spine, and then pull the spine to the left. Breathe in and start to grab. Exhale, squeeze both fists as tight as you can, and then release. Rolling back, gather, lift the sternum right here and release. And you just flare that heart energy. Left side. Breathe in. Brushing the right knee, lift the sternum, leisurely tying the coat. Release the spine so it springs back, and then pull the spine. The right hand slides up. Pull the spine. Release. The palm being pulled upwards, and then pull the spine. And then pull from the fingertips. Just being pulled around. Pull the spine and the palm and release. And then the right side, brushing the knee. Breathe in. Find the heart. Expand that heart energy. Leisurely tying the coat. Release the spine so you spring back to the right. Release the spine. And then pull the spine to the right. And release the spine and pull the palm up, palm being sucked up, and tuck the elbows and pull the spine to the right. And release the spine and something pulling the fingertips. And back to the front. One reset. Yeah. Relax the shoulders, relax the shoulders. Yeah. Fist under elbow, turn and press and release and open. Drop the right hand. Pull the spine to the left. Release the spine. The bottom hand holds a fist. Let the fist and the elbow line up. Breathe in. And release the spine and exhale. Squeeze the fist and then let go. Release the spine and then pull the spine to the right. Repulse monkey. And then release the spine and then pull the spine to the left. And then release the spine. Keep pulling the spine and then release. And then pull the spine to the right. And then release the spine and then pull the spine to the right again. And then release. One more time. Breathe in and out. And leisurely tying the coat. Release the spine. And then pull the spine to the left. And release the spine. Imagine the palm being sucked upwards. And tuck the elbow. Pull the spine. Release the spine. Big spiral. Double palm. One, open and close. Turn to the left, fist under elbow. Open, drop the left hand. Pull the spine to the right. Release the spine, bottom hand holds a fist. Line up, fist under elbow. Breathe in and exhale. Release the spine. Breathe, open the palm. Left side first. Brush the knee. Release. Repulse monkey. Right side. Brush the knee. And tap the heart. Expand that heart energy. And then keep on turning. Tap the heart. Release that heart energy. Visually tying the coat. Pull the spine to the left. Release. Pull the spine to the left. Release. The palm being pulled upwards. Pull the spine. And then big spiral. Come to the heart. Release. One, open and close. Closing. Lift the sternum up. Expand. Feel the whole body full. And then just let it start flowing out. Just let it follow through. Release all the joints. Drop the shoulder. Drop the elbow. Take a breath. Breathe in. And out. Press both feet in and then release one side. Sink into one hip so one leg releases. Press that leg down. Press into that hip. The other leg releases. Press both feet and then release. One more time. Relax both legs. Just pour that energy down through your body, through the whole body, flushing right into the earth. Okay, let everything go. Relax. Open, close. Loosen everything up. Okay, you can do some standing if you want to stand. Yeah. So, what was I talking about? I was saying something about standing earlier. Oh, I remember the warm-up. Right? So, if we do it as we did it in the chair, right? It's just standing. It would just be picking one leg up, right? And then we just start by up and down, right? So there's no stepping forward, right? So if the hands are here, right? So you have to relax, right? Relax, let everything sink. Right? And if you want, you can imagine your legs heavy, but everything has to be bent, right? If the legs are heavy, then you start pressing into the earth. Right? And then something pulling your feet into the earth. Right? So it would have that real heavy feeling if you want it, right? But you have to try it with that and not like that, and okay. So the basic movement, right, would just be picking. You still have to shift. So make your width comfortable. Right? If it's too wide, well, wide can be good for training because it shows you, it forces you. And remember that when you shift, this joint wants to turn, right? So if I move this way, right, I relax into this hip and I let my body turn. Right? So we're practicing, so I don't care if it's a big turn. I just want it to be comfortable. Then this leg will release. But if it's too wide, if we're trying to do the seated, standing, if it's too wide, it's going to change it too much. So width of underarms to start with, and then you can experiment. Right? So you shift to one side, let the body turn. Right? So the hand will come up. Right? And to sink, right? Live right in this hip joint. Right? Relax the bottom of the feet and then down. Right? The center. And then shift to the other side. Let the body turn. The knee come up and down. Right? So when the leg touches, let the foot go all the way flat, right? And then shift to center. Right? And then shift to the other side. Let the body turn. Right? Live right here. Right? Take your time. Force yourself to stand on one leg. Right? Find the ground, sink, and then come to center. Right? Right? And then shift. Let the body turn. Right? Relax into that leg. And then a little heavy, a little pressing, and then sink into the hip joint. So sink into the hip joint. When you feel this foot release, right, then you can think about that foot coming up. And then you have to stay on that standing foot the whole time, right? You have to get rid of that anticipation of stepping. Right? You listen to your mind when your foot comes down, you're thinking of there, so your whole body starts shifting there. You have to get rid of that, and you have to think here, this leg, this leg, this leg. Right? So your mind has to go back and forth. Like, I know I have to reach, but I have to keep this, I have to keep this, I have to keep this, relax, right? And then shift, center, right? And then come here, turn, sink, right? And then into the hip joint. So let your body fold, right? Add that physical fold for now. So you really emphasize it, right? When you feel that heel release, right? Then you can rise. And then if you want, you can try and turn back to the front, but you have to live, right? You have to think hip joint, hip joint, hip joint. And come down, right? Hip joint, right? Everything stays here, touches down, relax, and then shift. Right? Every time you shift, you're going to come back center. Every time both feet are down, your body faces center. Every time you shift to one side, you let your body turn. Right? And then when you sink into here, then the leg will release, right? As I come up, you're just going to naturally turn a little bit back. And as I come back down, you're going to naturally turn, right? But I have to stay here, relax, and then come back to center, okay? So you try that. Try with your hand here, like this, right? And not way out, just relax. Just so you can see, it'll show you, it'll be a pointer for you, right? So you shift, let your body turn, right? Let your body turn into that hip, then sink, feel that foot pressing, and then sink into the hip joint, right? And then rise, right? Your body will naturally turn a little bit, and then come down, right? You gotta live right in that leg, stay in that leg, stay in that leg. When the heel touches down, then come back to center, right? And shift the other side, let the body turn, right? Put your mind right in that hip joint. Where are you rising? Stay in that hip joint, stay in that hip joint. Stay right into here, stay into here, stay into here. Relax, then come back. Okay? Feel that pulling, suspending you up, right? And it's still suspending you from up here. Sink, feel the foot press, and then something pulling you up as that foot is pressing. And still suspending you. Relax the bottom of the foot. Let everything go just for a little bit. Center. Right? Sink into that hip joint. Relax the bottom of the foot. Relax. There's something pulling you straight up. Holding you. Yeah, better. Yeah, commit to that standing leg. It's all about the standing leg, not the lifting leg. It's all about the standing leg. Yeah. The standing leg is the form. The standing leg is the secret. That's the foundation. You take away the standing leg, you cannot pick up anything, right? So you have to commit to this. Yeah. The more you force yourself to balance, to hold that balance, hold that leg. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the stepping, right? It's the standing leg. Yeah. You have to give yourself permission not to rush. Yeah, you have to change your mindset like like, oh, it's okay to stay here and wait, right? Then shift forward when I'm ready. Yeah. Yeah. So, if your hand is here now, right? Yeah. So if you got a little bit space, right? So walking, your hands are here, right? We're going to shift to one side, let your body turn, right? Until the leg can pick up, and then just extend a little bit, right? And sink. And imagine somebody pushing you from the back, right? Transfer into the front leg, and then as you transfer, you have to let your body turn, right? Feel that leg settle. And as you sink into the hip joint, the other leg can release. Okay. Find the ground, relax, and then as you shift, the body's going to start turning. Right? And then you want to shift all the way, you have to turn some more. As you sink into the hip joint, the heel will release. Make sure you're not leaning. Let everything settle. Focus on the standing leg, bottom of the feet and the hip joint. Right? Relax, let the body turn. Let the body turn. Yeah. Let the foot fall all the way down before you shift. Yeah. Right. Let the body turn. You run out of room, you can turn around and just reset. Yeah. Try that. I just want to see what everybody's doing. Yeah, just try on your own. Yeah. So yeah, start from here and then shift. And just really focus on the leg. So if you're seated, you just do the seated one. Yeah, just do the seated one. Yeah. So right there, before you pick up that leg, let the body turn. Yeah, there. And then sink, relax, right? And then live right in the hip joint. Yeah, and hold that. See, right there, that's falling. Yeah.
Balance, yeah.
Yeah. So keep yourself balanced the whole time until the whole foot gets flat. Yeah, a little bit better, yeah. So let the body turn. There, you see how it releases? Yeah. And you pick the knee straight up, and then just from there, just extend the leg, just extend the heel, yeah. And put the whole leg straight down. There. And then relax, sink, and then shift. Yeah. Yeah, try. Yeah, just try walking. Yeah. Okay, so before you pick up the leg, yeah, so you sink on one side, and then let the body turn. Yeah, there. And then you see when you turn enough, that heel picks up, yeah? Then you pick the knee straight up, okay? And then from here, just extend, and then just drop the, no, don't reach. Yeah, extend. Yeah, so extend, and then drop the leg straight down, there. So don't let the knee come forward. Right? And that's the, don't reach like that. Yeah, it's not that important. We're going to get there. Yeah, we're going to get there. Yeah?
A little bit, but it's been many years.
Yeah. So you shift, yeah. Okay, before you pick up the leg, so you shift, nice and flat, and then as you shift all the way to the left, let the body turn a little bit to the left, yeah. And then you're there. See, now right from there, when you pick up the back leg, from here, you pick the knee straight up first.
Oh.
Yeah, and then unfold. See, from unfold, and then don't reach here. Oh. Just drop the leg straight down. Yeah.
Oh.
And then yeah.
Okay.
So your weight stays here until that front leg is flat, and then you relax, and then you shift from there. Yes, I joke about it, but really we don't walk. We're not walking, we're falling. right? Because we all walk like this. If I say freeze, right? Because we're all trying to get someplace, right? So we start leaning, right? And as our legs are in the air, we're propelling. But if I say freeze, you cannot stop. You have no balance. So what people, when we do this, it's Tai Chi class, it's Tai Chi walk, right? And you see all little versions of it. But the Tai Chi walk is about having that full control from here, right? So not trying to reach that from here. That's all I can extend, right? Finding the ground. So just letting this leg fall, right? Then relaxing, right? My weight is still here, right? And then when it's then shift. And relaxing, right? No resistance, letting this turn. So that releases. Right? Stepping, right? Letting it just fall into place. Yeah. Nobody's going to walk like that naturally. Right? That's training. Right? Nobody's going to be like but what's going to happen is instead of having big lunges, right? If you're in your daily walk where you're more conscious, right? Instead of having to like just lunge, you'll probably start, just being a little bit more upright and you feel the hip swinging. Yeah. And we all get caught up in, oh, I'm late, right? And then we forget everything. But even when we forget everything, the more you practice, the more the muscle memory kicks in, the more your habit changes, right? So, yeah. So maybe if you fell every time when you rushed, maybe now you only fall every other time. But that's what it is. It's when you go slow, right? It really shows you your habits, right? So number one is relaxing, sung. Sung implies you have to let go. So you have to, when you go slow, that anxiety of whatever you're not letting go, right? That rushing, right? If I have to walk slow, right? I have to get there. Right? Getting there is more important than my safety. That's what walking slow reveals, right? Getting there is more important than not falling. Yeah. So in the past we say, oh, I have to turn. The way we were taught, we have to turn because that pulls the leg up, right? If I turn, that hip comes forward and it pulls the leg up. But now it's like, no, you got to turn because your body wants to turn. And because I'm turning, that pulls my leg up. Little different reason for turning. Yeah, from there. So it makes it more relaxed. I still have to turn, but I'm more relaxed that the body can turn. Yeah? So Tai Chi walking can be like really low, like this, hands on the water, hands on 2 blocks floating on the water. You can shift. It can be really relaxed. It can have that half circle, stepping and shifting, half circle, or it could just be straight line. Yeah, different kinds of walking. So all Tai Chi walking is walking, but practicing how you walk. Yeah. And then again, we could make it really intense, right? I could make it like really like stretching the fingertips, yeah. And stretching the fingertips, right? So support it from above, sternum up, keep adding whatever you want, right? It's like, oh, heart energy, right? I have to have heart energy. Oh, grounding. How can you train all of that at once? Oh, so you pick one thing, right? And you focus, and then in between, oh yeah, remember this, but don't let go of that one thing, right? That's that one emphasis. Yeah, so you train that from there. Okay, come sit down. So, but practice that where you cannot put the foot down, right? Without shifting. I mean, without falling. So you have to keep everything on one side. So even when we do it in the chair, right? You're pressing, right? The chair restricts you. So actually in the chair, you're doing it exactly correct, right? Because your body cannot shift forward. So doing it in the chair allows you to develop what it feels like, right? Because the body's not lunging forward. Right? So when you do standing, that's the irony of all of this. I don't need to do sitting, I'm okay. That's not why we're doing sitting. I love seated. It's exposed so much to me, right? So when you do the standing, you actually have to think, wait, does it feel like how I do it when I'm seated? Is my upper body as relaxed as seated? It's never going to be that relaxed because I have the chair to support, right? Now I have to support my upper body a little bit, but it shouldn't be like this. Yeah. So it's reversing, right? So when you practice standing, does it feel like seated? Is it as relaxed as seated? That's what you have to think about. All right, let me set everything up. Oh, it's so hot nowadays, yeah? Wow. I heard on the news yesterday was first official day of summer. I thought, you lied, it started 2 weeks ago. Oh my goodness, so hot. You know it's summer when you have to sleep naked and you're still perspiring right in the bed. Anybody gone AC shopping yet? Our bedroom, we hardly use the AC. I didn't realize it broke. I turned it on one night when the kids go inside. Okay, there's no cold air coming out of this. We gotta go buy a new AC. All right, hands up. Extend the legs just where they're relaxed, and you pick how intense you want to press them out. If you just want them relaxed, up to you. Connect with that sun up in the sky, and flowing down through the top of your head. Connect with that sun in your heart. Relax all the facial muscles, but that feeling of smiling from the heart. Hips relaxed. Feel the lower belly expanding. Open the throat, open the chest. Okay, slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together. Move your feet around, move all your joints around. Okay, warm up your eyes. Okay, brush your scalp, just the fingertips, front to back. Okay, tap. Back of the neck. And then slapping. So I'm trying this little experiment. I think I showed you this move. I showed somebody this move, one of the classes. Okay. You hold the palm. Imagine like there's a little thread, little energetic thread right in the center. Right? And you touch your middle finger, that point. Right? So imagine there's a little energetic thread. So for yourself, you can right about here, the center. Right? You can imagine you pulling that thread back and forth. Yeah, imagine that thread going through the brain, through the skull, and just slowly stimulating, right? Just kind of flossing from there. And then you see when you do the front, this point here, the pineal gland, imagine like a little box, like a little matchbox, and inside the matchbox like a little pea, and you just, or a little pea or a little rice, and you're just slamming it from the front to the back inside, right? There's a little box, and you're thinking, paw, 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 paw. So I visit my mom about once a week. Oh goodness, she's gonna be 97 in two months. Like, I cannot believe it. Like, when did that happen? My granddaughter, like, how come she's so old? Well, she was born 97 years ago. She's 6, right? But so when I treat her now, I imagine doing that. So I imagine from the side, right? And I don't even move my hands. I just hold my hands over here, right? The center about here. And imagine this energy bouncing back and forth. So not quite the same way you do it for yourself, but you just imagine, oh, this energy, right? Going boom, 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 going flying back and forth. But I could do like that, or I could go back and forth, flossing, right? And then I hold front and back. So I hold about here, somewhere around here, and then I hold the front, right? And same thing. I imagine this energy go flying back and forth, trying to stimulate her brain. Yeah. And I mean, I have no illusions. She's 100% dementia. She's not going to wake up one day and like, hey, But it's the brain activity, yeah. And that's what the dementias are about, right? Something's going on in the brain. I don't know enough to say it properly, but it really is like brain cells dying. That certain centers, right? So certain centers die. It's this kind of dementia, this kind of dementia, this kind of dementia, this kind of dementia. But it's just these memories or whatever it is, right? The control, right? They don't have access to that anymore. Yeah. So yeah, this morning getting out of the house was rough because I have it happening in other parts of my life. Yeah. So, but you have somebody, and you don't even have to be dementia, right? But you have somebody you can imagine, right? And you're holding them. You tell them, "Oh, I'm just going to give you a head massage, right?" and you imagine you flossing, energetically flossing, just going back and forth. So you can do it to yourself, right? You can do it to other people, but because already, I assume already all of you have enough belief, yeah, that you run in energy, right? You've had enough self-proof in this class that you run in energy. Just the fact that your hands get warm, and I know some of you are starting to feel it, but it's just that intent, right? So you just imagine for yourself, You can be flossing. You can be slamming that pee like a little matchbox and just in front to back. Paw, paw, paw. It's going to stimulate the pineal gland. Right? This is the third eye. And for somebody else, right, you can floss them or just hold your hands and imagine that energy running back and forth. Right? And don't think too hard. When you think too hard, then it slows down and you're trying to, it becomes too mechanical. You just imagine like, right? So you've seen pictures, right? Like, like science fiction pictures, they love to set up these models. You have two electrodes and just flashing back and forth. Right? Frankenstein, right? Frankenstein, you think of those models. You just think of that lightning bolt flashing back and forth. It's just subtle. So you will be sending energy in the brain. You will be helping to stimulate the brain, from there. And then the basic healing is you can put your hands on the top and you can imagine like how you do for yourself, right? Flowing down. You do the same thing. You can rest the hands on the top of the head. And then first you do yourself, right? You always connect sun to your sun, your chest. And then you can imagine it flowing out of your palms, just flowing into the earth. Yeah. And just flushing and flushing and flushing from there. But there's a little experiment I'm trying to do. I know I should be doing with somebody else, but it's hard when you're exhausted. Okay, hands up, and down, right hand, left hand. Have a nice 4th of July.